Is this instinct or the beginning of intelligence? You're about to find out how smart ants really are. These little creatures are capable of carrying 10 times their own weight. But how do they manage to drag huge leaves, many times larger than themselves? Welcome to my channel, and today we will show you how ants use leaves and seeds as tools. Have you ever seen an ant dragging a leaf? When a hungry ant finds food, it takes a little bite to see if it's worth bringing back to the nest. If it is, they take their first bite and then they head back. But not all food is easily transportable. If the food is dry and crumbly, the ant will use its legs and mandibles to collect as much as it can, then run back to the nest as fast as possible. However, for larger and softer food items, ants use a technique called leaf carrying. Have you ever wondered how seeds are dispersed around the world? Some rely on animals to eat them and later poop them out somewhere else, but ants have their own unique way of carrying seeds. When an ant finds a seed, it will place it in a specific location and then start the very long process of dragging it back to the nest. This ant is taking its sweet time, and we can't blame it, since it is carrying a huge load. But how do ants carry such large objects without breaking them? The answer lies in the way ants walk. They have a very particular way of moving that allows them to transport fragile objects without breaking them. When an ant walks, it lifts its legs one at a time and moves them in a specific pattern. By doing so, they create a sort of wave motion that helps to stabilize the object they are carrying. But sometimes the seed is too big and the ants need to place it in a specific spot before they can move it. We don't know exactly how they communicate this to each other, but they seem to be able to coordinate their movements with their colony mates. This is a remarkable feat of engineering, and it makes us wonder if ants are smarter than we give them credit for. Time-lapse, baby. This is incredible. The ants are working together perfectly to carry this huge leaf. But why do ants do this? If you've ever had the pleasure of being bitten by an ant, you know that they can be incredibly protective of their food. In fact, they will often store their food in secret hiding spots so that other ants or insects can't find it. But ants aren't the only ones who use tools. There are other insects like praying mantises that use leaves as camouflage. Some species of ants actually use leaves as strollers for their eggs. It's no secret that ants are one of the most successful species on the planet. They have been around for over 100 million years, and there are more than 12,000 species of them. We used to think that only humans use tools, but the truth may shock you. You've probably heard of monkeys using sticks to fish for termites. But did you know that ants use leaves as catapults to attack their enemies? Have you ever seen an anthill? If you have, you've probably seen these little holes. They're actually used by ants to store their food. When an ant needs to get to its food, it crawls through the hole and takes what it needs. But sometimes a clever insect will try to steal the ant's food. If this happens, the ants will quickly seal the hole and the thief will have to find another source of food. But if the thief is persistent, the ants will eventually run out of food and the cycle will start again. Some scientists believe that ants may even be capable of using rudimentary weapons. Have you ever seen an ant fight? When two ants meet in the wild, they usually fight to the death. Sometimes they will use their environment to help them win the fight. For example, they might try to push each other into a crevice where they can get stuck. In some cases, ants have been observed using dead leaves as shields to protect themselves from their opponent's attacks. Have you ever found an ant in your house? If you have, you may have noticed that it seems to be carrying something. Ants are known to carry small objects up to 50 times their own weight. But what do they do with these objects? Most of the time, ants carry small objects back to their nest. They do this for a variety of reasons. For example, they may be carrying food, water, or even a potential mate. So the next time you see an ant carrying something, ask yourself this: have we underestimated ant intelligence?